Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarfey Talks Premier League podcast, Gameweek Preview 37. I do apologise for the delay. My login did not work. I've been trying to get hold of Harry for the last 40 minutes, and I finally just did. So let's get over and started. So I'm joined by a wonderful panel of guests, as always. So, Soph, I believe it's a debut on here with myself. I think you've probably been on with Harry before, though.
No, this is my first time. Never been on the channel before.
Brilliant. So a debut. So thanks for coming on. How you doing?
I'm doing all well. I'm really excited about. I'm a United fan, so to talk about the Premier League is not really that exciting. But here we are. So thanks for having me on.
No, pleasure as always. And John returning as my co-host for tonight. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing very good. Just it's been really good to have us back on again, and I've been really busy. I've got a couple of games coming up as well soon, and so I'm keeping it going, really busy. And so it's all good in the hood, and it's good to see Bailey for the first time, and a wonderful Soph, big United fan as well, and it's good to see you guys on as well. So. And a chat, of course.
Lovely stuff, mate, as always. And Bailey making your debut on with myself. Have you been on with Harry at all before, mate?
I haven't. No,
Another day. So a night of debuts tonight, and then start with John. So pleasure to have you on, Bailey, mate. How you been?
I've been great, thank you. How have you?
Lovely stuff. Right, let's get straight to it because we won't be doing the Game Week 36 review. We'll be going straight into doing Game Week 37 preview for it. But give us a chance to actually do something more than score predictions than what we usually do. So we jump straight to Friday night, which was our rearranged game of the week. And it was Spurs versus Aston Villa. Spurs travel up to Villa Park for, I believe, a 7:30 kickoff. It was to do with the Spurs United final on Wednesday that Spurs successfully petitioned the Premier League to give us enough time as United off instead of playing Sunday and Wednesday. There's a lot of peed off Villa fans out there. I don't think it really matters, to be honest, for Spurs fans, because this game is a dead rubber. But so if I'm going to come straight to you, because obviously Spurs are playing United in a final. This game doesn't really have much implications, but how much does it mean to Villa and their season at the moment?
Oh, it means a lot, 100%. I mean, Villa, I think they've had a pretty good season. There's been maybe periods where they haven't done so well, and then they kind of picked up again. So they would want to go all in for that game. I mean, you guys, Spurs, are in the same boat as Man United. We're not going to give too much crap about the Chelsea game that we also have on Friday. So I think this is Villa's to lose, to make sure they win. Go all in and get that W.
No, exactly. And Bailey, do you share the same thoughts as Soph? Do you think it's more for Villa to care about and Spurs just to maybe to play a youth team, just to make sure we don't lose anyone else in the lead up?
Kind of. I can see Spurs going for it because it's warming them up for the Europa League final. But honestly, I think Villa need it a lot more. A win would take them as high as 4th. So that just speaks for itself, to be honest.
No, exactly. I mean, Spurs have lost another creative player today. We have lost Dejan Kulusevski after a shockingly bad result against Crystal Palace at the weekend. That is a game of football I will never wish on anyone at all, and I made the regretful choice of going to the stadium and paying £40 for a pile of crap. So, but we have in the last 2 weeks lost James Maddison, Lucas Bergvall, and Dejan Kulusevski. So our creativity has gone from pretty good to diddly squat. So I doubt this game will have anything about it. Right, John, I'm going to come straight to you, mate. What's your prediction for this one, please, mate?
Well, the things with Aston Villa, they're playing really well. And they are so good. Do you know what I mean? They've got pace, they've got movement. And under Unai Emery, I think he's been fantastic yet again this season. Always doing a lot there. They need to win both their games to have any chance to qualify for Champions League. And I'm going to go, and I'm sorry to say this, mate. They're going to be too strong for you, mate. They're going to be way too strong for you. I'm going 3-0 Villa. I'm sorry, but
I'm going to haunt all of your content until the end of the year now.
hey,
I am literally going to spam your content with stuff. I will just flag it for God knows what now, just for being like that.
Sorry. Well, I'm giving you a goal, though. I'm giving you a goal, but
mate, we couldn't hit a barn door on Sunday, so I think you're being too generous. That's why I'm spamming it. You're being too generous to Spurs. Let's put it that way.
I know, but you know what? I think you got to make a big change into some that sort of thing. Keep Ange and just improve the team.
No, exactly, mate. Exactly. So, what's your prediction for this game, please?
You know what? 3-1 as well.
3-1? No, that's fair. And Bailey, what are you going for on this one, mate?
I can see it being an all-out hammering either way. I'm saying 4-0 Villa.
4-0 Villa. Yeah, my pride is going to be hurt. Luckily, I won't be watching it on Friday night because if I put myself through that shit again, I probably will end up in a psych ward. Let's put it that way. Right, let's jump to our second dead rubber game of the evening on Friday. And Soph, I'm going to come straight to you on this one. Give me your thoughts towards this because you're probably the same as me. Don't really mean much. Couldn't care less.
At this point, watching Man United is just a chore. I just do it so I don't get fined. That's what it is. I don't look forward to it. The games against Chelsea, especially away from home, we don't really tend to do that well. And it's a game that they definitely need to win, especially after that loss against your boys, Sir John. So they would want to get to go all in and get that win. And for me, if we can get a point, I'll take it. That's where I'm at this point, unfortunately. So I'm saying play the kids. Play the kids. Let me see a bunch of teenagers run around. That's all I want, but that's probably won't be the case. We will maybe have a couple of the senior players. All I'm also wishing for, please, no more injury. Please.
I think you guys lost Lenny Euro at the weekend as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
So he's hit and miss to come back as well. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I heard he was at individual training, so maybe he might just about make it back in time, but I don't know. So we have to wait and see.
Well, let's put it this way. I thought Kulusevski was in individual training. Turns out his individual training was sitting with a surgeon today, cutting him open. So that was a different conclusion altogether. Bailey, I'm going to come straight onto you on this one, mate. For Palmer FC, as David Clark puts it in the chat, he's going for a 2-0 win for Chelsea. Like we said, this game definitely means more to Chelsea than Man United, to be honest, don't it? It's if they get 3 points, then theoretically they could be sitting level on points with Newcastle after this game going into the weekend, only on goal difference with Newcastle being ahead. So what do you think this means for them?
I mean, it means everything for Chelsea. They've got the squad, they've got the aspirations. They just haven't been able to get out of second gear this season. And, well, Man United, their form's been hit and miss. Apart from the Newcastle loss, it's all been Chelsea wins. So, oh, God.
John, is your mum doing the vacuuming?
No, that's just right.
I thought you was doing the vacuuming then. I was going to say, Jesus Christ.
No, not
sounded
me.
like a jet engine starting up. What, you got a 747 sitting in your front room?
No, it's just aircon. It's quite warm, and just thinking I'll put this on a little bit. So I'll turn it down a little bit. Do apologise for you guys.
Open a window. Everyone's got a window.
I know. A transfer window.
Oh no, they've already reduced that down from 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock, so we don't get the late deadline day anymore. So
that's
big
ridiculous.
up to the FPL.
That's ridiculous. I mean, give it till 11 o'clock, man. But it is what it is. But they know what to do.
No, exactly, mate. So yeah, what's your prediction for Friday, John?
Tell you what it is, Sofia. Playing the kids. That's not going to help Newcastle United. because we want you to win. We want you to win that game to have any chance of us getting Champions League. But do you know what? I think it's going to be a draw. I'd take a point out of those two. I'm going to say 2-2.
Well, let's put it this way. At least you're going to be getting a Christmas card from... Well, John, you're going to get a Christmas card from So. From me, you'll get a flaming bag of dog shit based on this.
Hey!
So,
But Sofia, a quick question, if you don't mind.
Go for it, mate. Go for it.
Just quickly, right? So, I'll ask you a question, right? Do you think this is the worst United team you've seen in your assistance? Can't hear you. You're on mute. She's on mute.
I will.
Sorry. Yes.
It is the worst. It's just
100%.
It's just awful. I'm not being fun. I'm not rubbing it in or anything like that.
No. We're just keeping it 100. It is bad.
Facts.
This is not good.
How many people's teams is this? That's the problem. You've got so many different managers' teams in there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. You still have a Luke Shaw that's been in for 10 years.
Yeah, Shaw was signed, by Van Hull, wasn't it? I believe,
Yep.
Or was that Moyes?
Oh,
well, you've got
Van Gaal.
Yeah, so you've got Van Gaal's squad, you've got Mourinho's squad, you've got Ten Hag, you've got Amorim, you've probably even got something left from Moisey, one way or another.
It's not, the thing is, right? I mean, this is a massive football club, one of the biggest clubs in the world, right? And I know a lot of Newcastle fans hate United, yeah. But you can't call Man United. Yeah, shut up, yeah. I'll say what I want. We say United, all the guys in the room says United as well. But I've been told I'm not allowed to say call Man United, yeah. But I've still got to call them United. You know what I mean? So if they do like it, tough.
Shit happens at the end of the day.
It does. At the end of the day, I mean, some, not all of our fan base, some of our fan base, right? I mean, especially on social media, are just absolutely shocking.
Well, mate, it's like when Daniel Levy came out and went, you have to call Tottenham Hotspur, or you can't call us Tottenham, you got to call us Tottenham Hotspur and all that, not just Spurs, not any of the other connotations. You got to do it in a certain way. So it's all relative. But Soph, what are you going for with this game?
Should I say 2-2 as well as John? Or should I say 2-1 to Chelsea? I feel like we could get something. It would be so Man United-like to get something out of this. You know? Even when we're crap. It would be very us to do something.
Yeah, you seem to like drag a result with the big teams and all that, but you're just crap against. Well, it's like us this year. We've had decent results against you guys, against City, all of them, but we've just been crap against everyone else.
Yeah, we have to show up for the bigger teams, but for everybody, I mean, around us or way lower in the league, we tend to really struggle. You know what, John? You made me believe. I'll say 2-2. I'll say 2-2.
Oh, the thing is, though, right? I mean, you just don't know which United's going to turn up. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Chelsea's going to be under pressure at home because they need to win that game to have to put us under pressure. Thank God we beat Chelsea on Sunday. I mean, not being fun, but Chelsea. That's a mass. That's probably the biggest result of the season for us because that's the game we need to win. And I'm sure we're going to talk about it. Arsenal, Newcastle coming up soon. We're going to talk about that later, and I'm sure
it's going to be a good one.
That will be a humdinger.
Oh, right. Bailey, are you as delusional as the other two, or are you thinking that this is going to be a Chelsea win? What do you reckon, mate?
I'm saying it's going to be a 4-3 Chelsea win. It's always exciting when these two teams play. So
you reckon? Both teams can't defend, but then I don't know whether United have enough goals in them. Let's put it that way. They can only score goals in Europe.
Literally.
I mean... Mason Mount started to really come out for them. And if they play him, I can see him dictating the play against his former side.
I'm not a big Mason Mount fan at all. But if he does something against Chelsea, I beg. That's all I'm going to say. I beg.
Me being an ex-Derby fan, I love Mason Mount.
I genuinely think he's shit. I think he's so overrated. It's unbelievable.
I agree with you. I agree. I
Who
think it
about?
was
Who on
overhyped
about?
with Chelsea.
Mason
on
Mount. Mason Mount.
Yeah.
I think
He's
it's
just
overhyped.
he's just one of them players that had the English price tag. So he went for 45 to
Mm.
50 million quid, and he's literally like just the forward version of Jack Wilshere, based on the amount of time spent on an injury bench.
And it's been worse when he came to us. I know.
No, exactly. It's
Horrendous.
not helpful. Oh, right. John, turns out outcomes rich Geordies can afford aircon. Apparently, you all live up in the Stone Age in Newcastle.
Well, I got this one right in Japan last season. Well, went for a pre-season friendly, and it only cost about 10 quid.
Not bad, mate. Not bad. I've just got a ceiling fan. I've got another fan over here, and I've got 2 windows behind me. So I'm not as exotic as you.
Oh no, overly.
Right, let's go to our first kickoff of Saturday, and Southampton have the long drive up to Goodison Park for one of the last games. Based on this week, we thought it would be one of the last games at Goodison Park. Turns out they're going to be hosting the WSL there and their youth team as well, with some much needed improvements. So a very good standpoint for that. How long that'll last, I don't know, because Fenway Group will probably want to get their money out of it, and they'll probably want to build a luxury shopping mall and some apartments on it at some point, but we shall see. So, Bailey, I'm going to come straight to you for this one, mate. Obviously, Everton need all the points they can get to keep going up the table to solidify their position. Southampton managed to keep out City, but they are still one of the worst teams that I've ever seen in the Premier League era. What's your thoughts on this one, please, mate?
I mean, Everton, they've under David Moyes, they've been rejuvenated. He's managed to get the best out of a bad situation, and well, I can just see it being all Everton. Southampton defensively are terrible. They're one of the worst ever. I think they could be worse than our 7-8 defender, but honestly, I can just see it being 4-0 Everton.
That's fair, mate. I am sorry, though, that Derby County does still hold the record of being the shittest team in the Premier League in Premier League history. So I do apologise for that one, mate.
Well, it's something else that we're known for. I'll take it at this point.
Well, yeah, to be fair, I mean, you guys aren't doing that bad, I think, in the... Where are you? Are you Championship or League One these days?
Championship. We went up last season and we managed to stay up after being 7 points behind bottom of the league, 7 points from safety on March 1st. So we managed to pull off an escape. Under Eustace, well, we're just incredible now, somehow.
To be fair, you needed to have something to brighten your day a little bit, mate. Let's put it that way. Why? I was wrong. It is not a Sunday kickoff or Saturday kickoff. It's actually Sunday because Saturday is the FA Cup final. So I will cover that later on. Because I know a couple of people have got to go soon, I'll just do 2 people predictions for this one as well, and then I'll just get your thoughts on one person's thoughts per game. So, Soph, what's your prediction for this one, please?
1-0 Everton.
1-0 Everton. And John, are you putting it that Southampton will score a goal before the end of the season, or is this going to be another Everton win?
It's going to be another Everton win. I think they will go off on a high, especially with playing Goodison for the last time. One thing I'm going to say about David Moyes, right? When he went back, people say he should never come back. He's perfect for Everton Football Club. He really is. And he's the correct man. He's going to lead them into the new era at Bramwell Dock. And I think he'll do fantastic next season. I really do. Do not be surprised that Everton got top 8 this season, finished by 8th next season, because they're going to, he admitted it's going to be a lot of work in a transfer market. And he even admitted that. And there's going to be massive changes there. And he's going to do it. So I'm going to say Everton 3, Southampton 0.
Lovely stuff, mate. And David Clark's gone. Toffees 2, Southampton Seaside Rocks 0. I think they will definitely be going down to the Championship with their tails between them legs. Let's put it that way. They cannot and should not be in the Premier League this year based on the way that they have treated it But then a lot of people have said that about Spurs United as well, so I probably should watch what I say on that front. And Bailey, you got a fan. Derby County and Spurs both had the great Dave Mackay at both our clubs, so there is a pleasure on that one, mate. Right, let's jump straight to West Ham versus Forest. Forest needing all the points to try and push towards they're outside of the spots for Europe at present. They need to keep pushing towards getting there, whereas West Ham don't really have much to play for, apart from the fact that they could go up to 13th if they do win this and solidify not finishing 17th in the Premier League. So, do you think this is a crucial game for Forest to get the points, or do you think West Ham are going to turn up to upset them?
I mean, Forest, they have to win. I believe their final game won't that be against Chelsea?
I believe so.
Yeah. I agree.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
They are. Mm-hmm. So they would want to still be in there, to be in the top 5. But I feel like West Ham, I think they're gonna drag it out. For me, it's gonna be a 1-1.
No, that's fair. John, are you thinking that West Ham are going to make it difficult for Forest? Because obviously you guys need them to.
The thing is, though, West Ham just cannot do it at home, can they, under Graham Potter? I mean, it's so right at London Stadium. Yes, they beat United, but
anyone can beat United.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Basically.
But they want to go out on a high, finish on the season on the high at I know it's at Upton Park, then, didn't I? But so I'm going to say 2-2.
No, that's good, mate. And Bailey, are you thinking draw West Ham to make Forest's day a little bit worse, or Forest pushing towards them final European places with 2 weeks to go?
I can see it being a 1-1 ball draw. Goals in first half. It's just not going to be interesting.
Yeah, I remember the last couple of games at the Olympic Stadium with that running track. It is quite disappointing whenever you go there. Just an update on the League One semi-finals as well. Leyton Orient are 3-2 up on Stockport County. Come on, the mighty Orient. Let's put that.
They just hit the post as well. Leyton Orange could have gone 2-0 up.
What's it on, John? Sky again, or
yes, Sky. It's on Sky.
Send me your codes. Let me log in. It'd be wonderful.
Oh man!
Right, let's go to a West London derby. This one's got a big feel to it because both clubs have some. Well, Brentford definitely have something to play for. Fulham have dropped away a little bit, but not too much. So Fulham travel across to Brentford. Bailey, I'm going to come to you on this one, mate. Obviously, Fulham had a great start to the season, and now they're gradually on the decline on this one, whereas Brentford seem to have started slowly, but I mean, they just can't stop going. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on this one, and what have you thought of both teams this season as well?
I mean, I think Fulham have been really good this season. They've definitely surpassed my expectations. I had them down as, I think, 18th, 17th. I thought they were going to go straight back down, but no, I can see them coming away with it. Sneakily, they're going to get 1-0 over Brentford, who, all granted, they're relentless. They just keep on getting results, but I can see it being a bit of a shock like the last time.
No, exactly, mate. Exactly. I just want to go back to Forest quickly. Obviously, Taiwo Amoyemi has obviously been in hospital the last couple of days in a medically induced coma, so our thoughts and prayers do go out for him. I have to say that, to be honest, the officiating in that game was, well, it was fucking scandalous and all that. Excuse my language, but to be honest, the fact this offside rule was allowed to play out, and then he went straight into the post, and then the medical team were delayed in coming on. It's a joke, and I hope that there is a review into the refereeing standards on this one, and I'm sure my co-host tonight will support my views. I might be a bit extreme, but it's bollocks, simple bollocks in football, and thank you, David, for bringing that up. So obviously a big shout out to Taiwo, and we hope you get better soon, and we see you back in the Premier League, mate. Let's put it that way. On a brighter note, David Clark's gone Brentford 3, crappy Fulham 1. I don't know whether Barney's here tonight or not. If not, David, you could take on Barney and see how that one goes, mate, because they still did Spurs this year. John, I'm going to come to you on this one. We've been thoroughly impressed by both teams this year. I think Brentford have got steam behind them. Fulham have finally ran out of steam. Or do you think Fulham could nick something here, or do you think this is definitely Brentford's to take?
For me, I mean, Brentford's going to carry on. This is a massive game, by the way, because both teams can get to Europe as well. I mean, apparently, if Man City win the FA Cup, there'll be an extra place in Europe. So it's a massive game, and it's a Cockney and it's all London derby. I don't mind the Cockney or the Cockney derbies as well. I find they're really good. But for me,
that's East London, John, not West London. They're yuppies over there. I'm from East London. Fucking Geordie. Fucking Geordie.
Wow, I've got to be careful what I say. Sorry, Cockney, so London has something upset everyone in the chat, but you know what I mean. But it's a West London derby. West London derby, it's a massive game, these two, and I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be good football being played, and I've been impressed with these two sides this season, yeah. But like you said, Fulham's well out of steam. Brentford's just getting stronger and stronger, yeah. I have to say Brentford to win this game. I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford. But I'll tell you one thing, right? Thomas Frank, right? I could see him being at the club for a long, long time because he loves Brentford. He could make that step up to a bigger club like a Tottenham, like a West Ham, yeah? Like an Everton in the future, do you know what I mean? Or it could be us in the future, do you know what I mean? But I'll tell you one thing, I'll tell you for a fact, right? Whoever gets Thomas Frank, right? For me, he has to have the last say. He has to have the last say. That's why he will not go to Tottenham, because he had to have the last say on everything. Yeah. But for me, he gets out of Brentford, and I think he's a fantastic, underrated manager. I don't know how old he is. I think he's about 48, 49. He is still talented. And you know what? Everyone buys into his project. Everyone buys into the style of play. Everyone knows what it's all about, yeah. Brentford fans loves him, yeah. I think Brentford will win this game 2-1, and I'm going to go further. They will qualify for Europe next season.
I certainly hope that one of these two does qualify for Europe. It'd be a nice change.
100%.
So, what are you going for on this one? Are you thinking Brentford win or Fulham to upset their day a little bit?
I think Brentford will win. They're looking good. And Buemo is killing it. Wissa, even the what's his name again? Shad? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Sharda, is it?
Sharda, German lad, isn't he?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's good. He's brilliant.
He's good. So I'm gonna say 3-1 Brentford. I think they'll get the job done, and I do hope they qualify for Europe as well. I like them.
No, that's definitely fair. Soph, do you have to jump now? Just it's 7:45 or 8:45.
I can push it for another 12 minutes.
Cool. Let's try and wrap up some more games then in this time, because we've got a couple of crackers coming up. So I say crackers. This one, I'm crackers just for freaking saying it and all that. It is a game where I think it's more for pride of who can just score in this one. So Bailey, I'm going to come to you on this one, because these two will be joining you in the championship next year, mate. I am sorry to be harsh, but I have to do it. What's your thoughts on this one, mate, with Ipswich travelling to the King Power?
I mean, I did not expect that 2-2 draw at Forest from Leicester. They really showed some fight, despite, being dead and buried. Ipswich, more the football inside, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if either team came out battering. They're both being uninspiring at the back, to say the least. So for that reason, I'm going to just say 0-0.
0-0 draw. Okie dokie.
Wow,
Sophie, I can see that you're looking on in disgust on this one. Are you thinking a 0-0 draw, or are you thinking 3-all?
Surely not. You know what? I think I might agree with David Clark in the chat. Leicester 2, Ipswich 1, Jamie Vardy gets his goal.
That's definitely fair. I think Vardy's still going to show us that even at 36, I think he is now, that he still can score Premier League goals. So I think this could be a
Legend.
fun run out for him. And
Yeah.
if he stays in the Premier League, then good luck to him. If he goes to the Championship, then I think he'll kill it. Again, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Agreed.
John,
100%.
what are you thinking on this one, mate?
Just playing for pride, I'll go in 2-2. I think both teams will put on the show for next season. And next season's going to be tough. I think Ipswich are well equipped to get back up again if they keep Kieran Trippier and if he spends on the right areas, like, But
you mean Kieran McKenna, mate? Because Kieran Trippier is your
right.
right.
Yeah. Sorry, did I say Trippier then? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. So again, Kieran McKenna, will do bits as well, and I just hope that he gets them back up again. And it's going to be Roy Delap, not Roy Delap, Liam Delap. I'm sorry. It's going to be we moved on, and I'm sure that he's going to get an opportunity to improve on the team, and because the Championship's going to be real tough next season. It really will be. Yeah, you got people like Birmingham's there, Wrexham are there. That's going to be really, real tough, and it could be Charlton, Leyton Orient, or Stockport. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. But yeah, 2-2.
2-2, no, definitely fair, and it does have the makings of an interesting game for teams in the Championship next year, especially as if Ipswich do get 30 million, then that is a lot of money for them to reinvest into the squad for Championship level players as well. So that should be a good one. Right, John, I'm going to stick with you, mate, because I know this one has every bit of importance to your season as ever it could do. Obviously, you guys travelled down to the Emirates and you are hoping for a big 3 points, to be honest, because this could be make or break for your Champions League season, couldn't it?
It could well be, because if we lose, Man City will probably be Bournemouth when it comes. Villa will beat your guys, and depends on Forest as well. Could beat West Ham. I've got that one to draw, but this game is massive. I mean, Newcastle's beaten 3 times. Also haven't scored. We beat them in the cup, double in the cup, and we did them in the league as well. And I don't be much goals in this game, but if we defend properly, right, and on it, I know Isak's not been on great shakes at the minute, I'm not going to lie, but tonight is going to be key for us. Tonight is going to let me feel we're badly missing Joe Linton, man. If we had Joe Linton, I would have been more comfortable. Do you know what I mean? But last week, right, our defense was a little bit shaky. Liverpool had to make some good saves, but Anthony Gordon's got to be on it. Harvey Barnes got to be on it if they play. But for me, I'm going to take the plunge. I'm going to see us win this game. I think we'll do it. I think we'll win by a goal to 0. It's going to be messy. It's going to be good to dig deep for this, but I take the win. A draw will be good, but I think we'll win this game 1-0. I really do, because can you imagine, right? If we beat Arsenal, you watch out for Lee Gunnar and that Southern Guna, Jez, Kenny Ken. Those are the guys I so respect. I so respect those guys. I know people might not like them, but they speak the facts. But AFTV, I'm not a big fan of them, by the way, but that's going to come. That is going to come absolutely messy, I'm telling you. I would be looking forward to what Yardman's got to say about that if we beat him again.
Well, to be fair, I know Expressions, who is one of the Spurs fans out there, sent troops a message when we got through to the Europa League final, and it did not go down well. He just sat there in disbelief, let's put it that way, because they say that if Spurs or United do win, then theoretically we could have had a better season than Arsenal. I don't think so, but it does have the makings of it. So there will definitely be some accounts out there going for it. David Clark's gone for, he says he hates Arsenal with a passion, but he has backed them because of Newcastle's away form not always being there. So here's hoping something from you, John.
Do you know what it is? Right? I'm gonna have just some concern.
Troop's wife is a Spurs fan. Fucking hell! I bet that goes down. I bet that goes down like a lit balloon.
Well. To go back to David's comments as well. I mean, I know he does like Arsenal, but at the time, I think losing to Villa hurt us a lot. That really hurt us. Yeah, we could have got lost to 6-7-1, by the way. But I don't expect us to lose against at Arsenal. I don't expect that because we've got Everton after that as well, and that's not going to be easy as well. But we're all playing well. We're playing really well. I think we have a fantastic season. We're a different animal this season. Yeah, we really are. We get Champions League. Let's put it this way: if we finish second, right? We finish second in the Prem. You know, it's going to be the biggest loser, the Premier League, because they won't let us spend. They will not let us spend money because of PSR. Because they brought this in to stop us doing a powerhouse. Yeah, I don't care what anyone say. They stopped us to become a powerhouse. Yeah, but guess what? We have not signed a first-team player since 2023. Yeah, and if you look at where we are. We've done fantastic. Eddie Howe should be given manager of the season for me, but you won't get that. That would go to Arne Slot. But you know what? I'm over the moon. We can only get better next season. We really can.
Well, I hope you're correct, mate. And Bailey, if I can just come to you for your score prediction on this one, mate. Are you going for a Newcastle upset or Arsenal retaining second in the Premier League?
I mean, I can see it just being Arsenal. Newcastle are good, granted, but Arsenal just have a bit more in them still. I can see it being a 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal. And Sophie, you're going to make John cry because it's something I've never seen before, so it could be impressive, or are you going to make him keep that big smile on his face at the moment?
I think it's going to be 2-1 Newcastle.
Good last. I hope you're right. I hope you're correct.
Look at that big grin on his face. You've made his day. You've made his day.
I have a feeling.
Yes.
Well, I hope,
like it.
John, this is the one time that I will support Newcastle for you, mate. And if you do it, I will literally take the piss out of my brother, who's an Arsenal fan. So we shall see on that one.
Yes.
Right, let's jump to another game which pretty much has the makings of a decent game, I would say. It has more relevance to Brighton than Liverpool in this respect. So, Soph, I'm going to come to you on this one. Brighton seem to always scrape through one way or another. They lose their managers, they lose their best players, and yet they still get good managers in. They get good players in as well. So we've been thoroughly impressed with them on the podcast this year. Have you, from a neutral point of view as well?
Yes, but I do feel like they've kind of fallen off a bit, though. I think they had like a long period where a lot of things were going their way, playing some nice football, and then I think they've been a bit inconsistent for the latter stages of the season. But they still have opportunities to show up again. I mean, they have a good recruitment system. Big up to them for that. And I feel like for this game, Liverpool might be on a proper, hungover madness after winning the league. So I think it's going to be 1-1.
No, that's fair. And Bailey, I mean, Liverpool haven't been great since they won the league. They have had a couple of few surprising results since there. But they've won what they need to now. They can take their foot off the gas, but they've obviously had the big news of Trent leaving. So do you think that's going to have an impact on them in this game?
I mean, Trent will ultimately start, but to Liverpool fans' dismay, they don't want him to play there anymore, which I think is completely wrong. He's given all, the start of his career to the fan base and to the club. He should be allowed to move clubs after winning literally everything there is. But I can see him shushing the away fans even. But it's going to be another 2-2. Got to be, I'd say.
No, that's definitely interesting. And John, I'm going to come to you. There's been a bit of reported news this week that Liverpool are looking to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold with Jeremy Frimpong from Leverkusen. Probably one of my favourite right backs who can play left back in Europe at the moment. How do you think that be as a replacement for Trent? Because he does class as homegrown after coming through Man City's youth academy as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, I feel sorry for Conor Bradley, faster kiss, like, but go back to Frimpong. I mean, look, I think he's a really good player, really good full. Wow, I don't think he's a right back. He's more like a wing back. Do you know what I mean? He loves going forward and he loves tracking back here. But Onslaught never plays the back three. He always plays the back four. So that's going to be interesting as well. But go back to Trent. I mean, he's always going to be leaving anyway. Let's be real. No one don't turn around Madrid. No one don't turn down Real Madrid. Yeah, and there's a reason for that. Yeah, and yeah. I mean, as for Bradley, I mean, did he class as a homegrown, or would you?
Frimpong and Bradley both do. They class as homegrown in the Premier League. Bradley is club homegrown. Frimpong is English homegrown.
Is he? I thought Frimpong was.
He's Dutch, but he was signed by Man City at a young age and spent enough time in the youth academy.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting then, because I didn't know that. You know, he played for Celtic. I know that much. He played for Celtic, and he was really good playing for Celtic. Because as a Celtic fan, if you give him marks out of 10 for that guy, I'd give him an 8 out of 10 because he is really, really good. And yeah, I mean that's a lot. But if he's going to be there for a long time, he qualifies for that sort of thing. But it'd be good to see him in the Premier League, I guess. But I think Liverpool played it smart there.
They've definitely got something to it, haven't they? And they've
30 million quid. That's a steal, man. That's an absolute steal. If you buy a right back, right, say for example, yeah, like Livermore, it costs about 80 million quid, yeah. But getting Frimpong, 30 mil, it goes to show you buy quality abroad, you get good players, you know. But I think it fit in really well in Liverpool. I really do, because it's very, very exciting, and he can score goals as well.
No, that's definitely fair, mate. So what's your prediction for this one, please, mate?
Yeah, Liverpool's drifting a little bit, but Brighton got goals. Do you know what? I'm going to take the plunge here. I'm going to go Brighton to win. I really do, because Liverpool's just got off a cliff in a minute, like, since they won the title. So I'm going to say 3-2 to Brighton.
No, that sounds good, mate. Right, we've got two more predictions left. Crystal Palace coming off the back of a respectable, and I can say respectable 2-0 win over Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, with Wolves travelling down from Molineux. Palace live, I was thoroughly impressed, to say the least. And Eberechi Eze is freaking class. He is a quality player, and if Spurs could get him, I would probably have dreams about this man. Football-related dreams, that's all. But I will say that I would definitely be more than happy to have him as part of any squad that I could get. So, Soph, I'm going to come to you on this one. Palace, very impressed under Oliver Glasner. Hasn't always gone their way this season, but have been very good at home and away. And Wolves have obviously been rejuvenated under their manager. So how do you see this one going?
I think it's going to be a good game. Definitely excited about this one. I still do think that Palace will edge it. They've been amazing, especially like you said, Eze, he's cooking. Mateta has been wonderful as well, ever since Glasner took over. So, I have a feeling it's going to be maybe more so. First, I was thinking 3-1, but maybe might be 3-2. Maybe Wolves still might put up some goals, but Palace will just be a bit too strong at the very end. Will
you be watching it for Cunha if he is coming to United next season, or do you wait until he's signed and he's got the shirt held up?
Nah, you know what? If I have time, it might be a slight little Cunha watch, maybe.
Okay. Same as a lot of United fans that I know. They do have a little trickle and a tune in on that one. Bailey, have you been impressed with Palace this year, or more so with Wolves, mate?
I've been more impressed with Palace. They've been incredible. They've done well. Their attacking play speaks for itself, and Mateta, incredible. So I've got to say, it's going to be a show filled with goals. It's going to be one of the most exciting games of the season. I'm saying it right now.
No, that's definitely fair, mate. So what are you predicting for that one?
I'm saying a 4. I'm saying a 4-2. 4-2 Palace.
4-2 to Palace. David Clark has gone 2-1 to Wolves. John, I know we literally are wax lyrical about Palace and the amount of players that they've got that would fit into Spurs and Newcastle's lineups, respectively, as well. So, are you backing Palace for a win or Wolves to have a nice say on the road?
Do you know what? This could be one of the cracking games of the season. Do you know what I mean? I think both sides will be looking for goals and that. For me, I'm going to say Palace by 2-1. I think it's going to be an exciting game. There's going to be a lot of chances in this game. And do you know what? I'm going to say Palace to win 2-1 because you mentioned Esse, right? I think he's a wonderful player. He really is. He wasn't great against us, by the way. But I tell you something for a fact. I think Palace under Glasner will do bits next season. The poor start of the season has actually cost them, really. Do you know what I mean? And he's also been linked to Leipzig as well because the Leipzig for a new manager and they want this guy for a new season. So Palace, we need to give him better terms on the contract. Otherwise, he could end up going back to the Bundesliga.
Which I think would be a great shame for the Premier League because we have all been impressed by Glasner, to be fair. He has won the Europa League. He has done bits with Palace and he's got a lot of players like Mateta, like Eze, all playing again after a very turgid time under previous management of Palace. Right, let's jump on to our final game of the weekend. And this one has ramifications at the top end of the table and obviously around 10th, 9th and 8th. John, I'm going to stick with you, mate, on this one because realistically, you want Bournemouth to win this and Bournemouth are not very happy at the moment because Real Madrid have just approached them over Dean Hulson as well for their star centre-back. So this could be one of the last games that Bournemouth actually get to see this fella playing. Do you think he's going to be wanting to put on a performance or do you think Man City will be up and raring to go?
You don't know what Man City you're going to see now this season, you know what I mean? But I still think they're going to be quality in that team. Yeah, they'll find a way. But Bournemouth could be any team in the Premier League. It's been proved. Yeah, it's been proved. They did a double over Arsenal. Yeah, should have done a double over us. And did they beat United at Old Trafford, I think. I could be right on that one. And
everyone beat United at Old Trafford.
Everyone beat you. Yeah, no, that is the thing. That is awful, man.
Apart from Derby.
Exactly. But I think he's going to be really good. But go ahead, Dean Hulson. I think if Real Madrid, again, and I keep saying to people, if Real Madrid comes in for years, you're never going to turn that club down, are you? Yeah, you're never going to turn Real Madrid. If Real Madrid, let's put it this way, Real Madrid were fifth bottom, didn't qualify for the Champions League, right? Didn't win a trophy, and they come for you, you still go, right? You still join them.
Yeah, it's called money.
They're the best club and they're the best football club in the world, and they still are the best club in the world, in my opinion. Yeah, let's be real. Yeah, because they're full of winners. Yeah, obviously didn't have in the Champions League, and I feel for Don Carlo, might only win the King's Cup before he leaves. But this one here, I hope it's a draw, but I think Man City will find a way. I'm going to say Man City. I'm going to say 2-1 Man City.
2-1 Man City. No, that's fair. So obviously your Manchester rivals going against Bournemouth. I think you'd want Bournemouth to win. I would hope so as well because no one likes to see City win ever, to be honest. So what are you backing on this one?
I hope Bournemouth does it. It was nice to see Southampton get a draw against City.
What was it? 28 shots, 6 on target, and that was with Haaland.
That is madness. I think with Bournemouth, I feel like Man City still will win though, which annoys me. But just to manifest it, I'm gonna say 1-1.
No, that sounds like a fair result. To be fair, Bournemouth have scraped some good results, even some good draws this year as well. So I hope you're correct. Bailey, are you going for a Bournemouth win, a Man City win, or a bit of an exciting draw on this one, mate?
I'm going to say it's going to be a flat Man City 2-1 win. They're going to get outplayed in the middle of the park, but still find a way. I can see it.
No, that's fair. And David Clark has gone for a 3-1 Man City win. So maybe Bournemouth might just drop away from the European spots, which I feel is completely undeserved. I think they probably are or should be in with a shout. They have had some great results against the top 6 teams, or as we like to put it, the natural top 6, as it has been for so long, even though so many top 6 sides have disappointed themselves this year. So I just want to quickly come back to one game. I just want to get an FA Cup, pretty much your score predictions for that as well. So it is on Saturday. It is a 4:30 kickoff. Crystal Palace versus City. Soph, what are you going for on this one?
Palace, I beg you, please. What I'm gonna say is it'll be 1-1 until full time, in around the 90th minute, and then Palace ends up scoring the second goal by Eze in extra time. I'll manifest it.
I would certainly hope your prediction comes true. I always back London clubs over anyone else in trophies on that one, so that is fair. Bailey, are you thinking along the same lines as Soph, or do you think that Man City have probably just got too much about them over Palace?
To be fair, I can see Palace causing an upset here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not really been done that much before, but Man United did it last year over City. I can see it being another disappointment at Wembley for City. I'm going to say 2-1 Palace.
Ooh, and John, are you going to make up the consensus on this one that Palace can do it, or are you going to back City, mate?
For me, I'm going to be romantic. I'm going to say Palace could do this. I really do think they can. And I'll tell you why they do it, because the whole nation want to see them do it. They really want to see them seal the deal.
Yeah.
Because it would be nice to see a different football club, right, such as Palace, actually win the thing. A new name. Someone's going to go in there and give it a go. Shot the footballing world. Yeah. I think Stockport's got a penalty, by the way.
Bollocks.
I think as I was chatting to you, but it looks like the referee's got a ball to hand and it looks like it's a pen. So I'll come back to you on that one. So for me, I just hope. Oh, hang on. Is it the keeper gets the ball right? It's a free kick. Sorry, not a pen's free kick. It's a back pass. So yeah, I would say it's going to be Palace to win. I think it's going to be romantic, and I'm going to say 2-1 to Palace, and history will be made. And I really do hope. Well, Newcastle won the trophy first time 70 year. Won at Palace, and you know what? The Premier League are going to hate that. They really are going to hate it because they want to see the Big Six do well.
Well, no, exactly, mate. Exactly. And I think it's only fair just because there is me and Soph on here. Soph, I want to just get your prediction for the Europa League final next Wednesday. What are you thinking for this one? Because we won't be having a show that night. Well, we may do. I mean, I will be positively comatose and drunk at the time, one way or another. So I just want to get your prediction for that, please.
You know what? I'll back my guys. We have to do it. If we don't, let's just say Amarin gotta go. If we don't win, he has to go for me. He has to go. But until then, I'm gonna say 2-1 Man United. Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Bailey, what are you going for the Europa League final as well, please, mate?
You're gonna love this. I can see it being a 1-0 Spurs. They cause an upset. It's very late on. It's going to be 0-0, and something happens, whether it's a misplaced back pass or just a defensive mix-up.
Harry Maguire slipping over. Slabhead prime time. There we go. Oh no, I really appreciate that, mate. And John, I know we got. I think we got a prediction from you last week on it, but I just want to see if yours has been updated since then.
I think.
Choose your words very carefully here.
Yeah, I will this time. I'm gonna have to go by form because Spurs beat United 3 times in the last year, or 2 year. So that's going to play in United's hands. That's going to play on their minds. But I think there'll be goals in this game. I think they're both going to hammer and tongue in it, yeah. And it's the one I could well leave alone. But if I had to put my neck out, I gotta go with experience. I'm gonna go by experience and what they've won in the past and playing a big game mentality. Now Spurs have only been there once since 2019 in the final. Man U's been there multiple times. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm gonna go by form, and I'm gonna go by who's got the mental. But Spurs got injuries, haven't they? So it's Man U. I'm just gonna go by just Man U 2-1. Sorry, Kallum.
You've just lost your spot on this podcast.
Hey!
No, I am only joking. No, I am going
it's
to have
because
to...
it's a big game experience, you know what I mean?
No,
exactly.
What I mean?
But you know what it is? So I know Spurs have got a psychological advantage, yeah, going into it. But it's just you got injuries. Kulusevski's out, yeah. Solanke might not be fit. Son, you know if he's going to be fit or not, yeah. But you got your centre backs though, and I think on the day, I think Bruno Fernandes is going to be so much key in a game like this because he's got what it takes to be a complete winner. That is the thing. That is the thing. Ahmad will come in as well. And
yes,
I think it's going to come down to it. 2-1 United.
No, that's fair, mate. And Soph, I mean, you are correct that maybe if Spurs win, Amorim goes. If United win, well, let's put it this way. If Spurs win, Postecoglou and Amorim are probably going. If United win, Postecoglou's definitely going. So I think at least one manager's going.
The El Sacico, somebody's going to get the sack. Somebody.
Exactly. I think both have been untenable in their positions, and it's just that Europe has kept them in the job for that long, to be honest. So I think we shall wrap it up on that one. Obviously, thank you very much to everyone for tonight. I know we were later. We did have the tech login issues, and I do apologise again for that. But don't forget to like and subscribe to all of Harry's stuff. So it's been a pleasure having you on for your debut on the channel. I hope you've enjoyed it and hope you will come back at some point as well. So where can everyone find your stuff?
First and foremost, thanks for having me on. I had a blast. It was a good show. You guys can find me on Sofia's Football Talk. I make a lot of United content, but also just in the Premier League or I do follow Inter in the Serie A and some Champions League women's football. I'm from Norway, so I do talk about both the men and the women national teams. So I do kind of cover that as well. So, yeah, you can find me on there.
I should have had you on for a Bodo Glimp preview the other day. That would have gone down well.
I mean, it's more so when it comes to Norwegian club football, I just watch them in Europe. I don't really watch them in the league. It's a bit not really for me.
No, that's fair. That's completely fair. But no, I really appreciate you being on tonight, Soph. Bailey, another debut as well tonight. It's been a pleasure having you on, mate. Obviously, we know you're not in the Premier League, but your knowledge is good enough to be in the Premier League and all that. Let's put it that way, mate. So I really appreciate that. Where can everyone find you?
You can find some of my work on the Lower Tiers website. I make mainly about Championship League One. That's my area. Well, that's my best area. But yeah, it's been a pleasure being on. Thank you for having me.
No, always a pleasure, mate. And I hope to have you on again at some point. And Mr. Sinclair making his final appearance on the Premier League podcast for a foreseeable future until I decide otherwise. No, John, as always, brother, it's been a pleasure having you on again with me.
Love, man.
Where can everyone find your stuff and what content you got coming up, mate?
Thank you very much, Amazon. I really appreciate that, and everyone in the room, and everyone as well. Thanks so much, Amazon. I've got some games coming up, actually. I mean, I'm going to Walsall against Chesterfield on Friday for Matchday Vlog, and then I'm off the Sunday, the big one, in the National League North playoff final between Scunthorpe United and Chester FC. 9,000 sold out tickets. Yeah, that's a sellout. 9K. That is amazing. And then next Wednesday, I'm off to Forest Green Rovers against the winners of Southend or Rochdale. So that'll be a sellout as well, 5,000 sellout. So I'll do non-league, and next season I'm going to do the lower leagues I can, especially local ways like Melksham, Westbury, and Froome Town, Tiverton, Taunton, and all around those areas as well. So I'll be doing my vlogs there for next year. So yeah, all it is, I used to do Newcastle content. Yeah, I was still a Newcastle fan, season ticket holder. I just kind of compete with bigger Newcastle vloggers, so I don't do that now. So, which is a shame, but I'm doing something different. It's enjoyable. I just love doing what I'm doing. So thanks on John Sinclair TV. If you're new to the channel, just hit the like and subscribe first. And that's what I do. So I just love doing what I'm doing, guys.
Amazing, mate. Amazing as always. And if anyone wants to check out me on X, it's Kallum Stubbs 97 on Twitter. I'm on Park Lane Podcast, Scarfey Spurs Talks. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Harry's content. And we are doing daily shorts, Premier League news, as well as Spurs content as well. There may be a show next Wednesday. I won't be hosting it, but maybe someone else will be. You never know. John might be hosting that one because I definitely.
Screen, mate. I'm off the screen next week.
Well, it looks like with no Premier League show, and hopefully me and Soph will be having a nice watch of the Europa League final on that one. So yeah, go and check out all of Harry's content and support him through his exams. But as always, a pleasure to have all of you here with me, and a good evening and good night.